Hello, welcome to our YouTube channel E2L OET. Also, we are welcoming you to our Facebook page and group that are also named as E2L OET and IELTS. Please do like, share and subscribe. Therefore, we could provide you more valuable information to achieve your desired score. And please do comment, so over our next classes we could discuss over your points and we could help you out about your obstacles where you are facing more difficulty about any of module from OET. Today we are going to discuss about OET letter writing. In OET letter writing will make few classes, therefore it would be easy for you to understand more about letter writing. First we'll start with OET introduction. OET introduction about writing. OET introduction writing, you all people are following few kinds of introduction. For example, I'm writing to refer purpose of this letter, or some of people they used to start with the name. Today we are gonna discuss about 11 type of introduction. Therefore it will make you to more understand about your case note and how you need to present your letter. Okay, alright, so first two introduction are same, is looking similar. You can see introduction you have to give more focus about three content: patient name, purpose and present status or condition. Present status or condition is may or may not be required, but patient name and purpose should be into your letter. Also you have to follow ISBAR form introduction into your letter, for whom you are writing, to whom you are writing, and for what reason you are writing the letter. So at that time your introduction will be more clear. Well, now we'll just go with the first two introduction. First two introduction, what are the difference that I tell you? That first introduction we are just following with the present simple tense. Second introduction we are following with present continuous tense. Apart from that, first introduction we have made in one sentence, and second introduction we have separated into two sentences. Okay, so you have to be careful. Now we'll just start with the first sentence. I write to refer Mr. X, comma, who has been treated for stroke, comma, who requires your comprehensive care. So make sure that when you are writing who, then you have to be careful that whether you are writing two sentences together or not. If you are writing two sentences together, then you have to use comma before who, and after that you have to use comma before next sentence. So here you use comma before who, after that you use comma before next sentence. What was the next sentence? Is that requires your comprehensive care. Alright, now we'll just move the second type of introductions. I am writing to refer Mr. X, who has been treated for stroke, full stop. He needs your comprehensive rehabilitation care. So in this introduction we didn't use comma before who, because we have completed our first sentence for stroke, and after that we are starting our new sentence. He needs your comprehensive rehabilitation care. Alright, so in these two introduction are same, there are not much difference are there. You can follow either I write to refer or I am writing to refer. Now we will go with third type of introduction, that is I write to update condition. And last introduction, this is to introduce Mr. X, who is being referred back into your care. So this both introduction we are writing for non-person. For example, non-nursing home, non-general practitioner. For those people you can write either I write to update condition of Mr. X, or you can write this is to introduce Mr. X, who is being transferred back. So both you can use either for GP or for nursing home people, but make sure that this is for refer back condition. You have to write this format. Okay, we'll just read this introduction. I write to update condition of Mr. X, who was treated for stroke and requires your continued care. You can see you have written simple introduction where you have mentioned the patient name or that as a Mr. X, and you have written patient condition or present status, that who was treated for stroke. Apart from that, you have written about his purpose requires your continued care. So don't expand your introduction, just write what point they need from you. Don't try to add any extra masala into your introduction. Okay, and we'll just go with the last introduction as well, that this is to introduce Mr. X, who is being transferred back into your care as he was successfully treated for stroke. So you can follow either I write to update, or you can follow this is to introduce. Alright, now we'll go with the fourth number of introduction, that is the purpose of this letter is to inform you about Mr. X. Okay, if you are writing a letter to social worker, that time you can go with the purpose of this letter is to inform you. Alright, the reason I write to refer, I'm writing I write to update, or this is to introduce. This all letter, this all starting sentence mean like you are providing respect to them. Purpose of this letter is about you are just jumping on that particular content. So make sure that if you are writing a letter to GP or you are writing a letter to doctor, then please try to avoid the purpose of this letter, because this kind of the letter will not sound like politeness. So better for doctor, GP, you just follow I write to refer. Okay, now we'll just discuss on that. This kind of letter you just write for the social worker, that will bring more clarity. Apart from that, you can write for a nurse who is in similar post like you, or you can write a letter to physiotherapists as well. Okay, now we'll read the introduction. The purpose of this letter is to inform you about Mr. X, who was treated for stroke, he needs continued support from your facility. Okay, this is to now we'll just go with the next introduction. This is to inform you, this is being informed you, and this is notified you. Alright, so there is nothing difference is there, this kind of the letter, but as you will go with the sound, like there are differences are there. This is notified you means this kind of the information you get, this kind of the introduction you can write for as an information letter, where you are informing them about some of the information. And this is being informed you, this is to inform you. This both introduction you can write for physiotherapist, or you can write for dietitian, or you can write for social worker as well, same like purpose of this letter. So purpose of this letter, this is to inform you, this is being informed you. So these three introduction you can write for either social worker, physiotherapist, or dietitian, or a nurse who is in your same post. Alright, so there nothing difference are there. You can read it, that this is to inform you about Mr. X, who was treated for stroke, he requires comprehensive care at your facility. Alright, this is being informed you about Mr. X, who is recovering from stroke and needs continued care from your facility. So sound like these three sentences are same. Purpose of this is to inform you, this is being informed you. Okay, now we'll just go with the next one. This is to notify to Mr. X, who is set for discharge today into your facility for continued care as he has been treated successfully for stroke. So this kind of introduction you can better to go with information letter, where you are providing some of the information to them and what they need to do. So that time this sentence will bring more clarity. Okay, now we'll just move with the next type of introduction, that is Mr. X, that many of candidates they are starting with the name of the patient. Alright, Mr. X was hospitalized following right side weakness and treated successfully. He requires your comprehensive care. This type of introduction are more simple. So make sure that you are writing a person who is same in your designation, so therefore that person should not feel hurt. So for those kind of the person, you just write down this kind of the introduction, or you can you can write down for social worker and physiotherapist as well. For them also it is not gonna mind. Next one is, I am a nurse, inform you about recent outbreak of malaria disease which is suspected many of students from your school. An awareness program has been scheduled on next week at your school for prevention of disease. This is the information letter where you are introducing yourself and you are writing the main content about the letter. Nowadays the information letter are not coming during the exam, so you no need to worry for that. But anyhow, you can think about, if I get any of information letter during my exam, then how I need to present. Now we are just going to discuss about last type of introduction, that is about thank you for seeing Mr. X, who seeks your urgent assessment for his convulsion as he is suspected to stroke. Thank you for seeing is it one of the most liked and lovable introduction. This kind of the introduction you can write when you are writing a letter to a emergency person, for like emergency neurologist, or for any emergency assessment or anything. If you are writing for emergency, at that time you just tell them as a thank you for seeing, means you just greet them before itself that your valuable time assessment will be appreciated for the patient betterment. So for that reason you can choose the thank you for seeing Mr. X, who seeks your urgent assessment for his convulsion as he is suspected to stroke. As I believe that I have cleared you all the doubt. If you have any query or if you have any doubts, then please comment in comment box. So therefore in next class I will explain you about what issue you are facing during or your letter writing. So today's class is finished here. So on our next section we'll gonna discuss about vocabulary, what kind of vocabulary you can use, and sometime you may get confused about whether this vocabulary is right or wrong, and so about that vocabulary we'll discuss. Apart from that we'll discuss about OET writing criteria as well, which is most important for your scoring as well, OET scoring. So thank you so much, and please do like, share and subscribe, so when our next video will come, so we can notify you as soon as. So thank you so much to watching our video.